welcome back everyone to DIY December Day 19, my series where I share with you guys all of my DIY tips and tricks in a budget-friendly way. For today's tutorial, I'm going to teach you guys how exactly you can etch champagne flutes. If you plan on doing morning mimosas with your girls, this is definitely a great personal touch. Plus, if you have your photographer there for getting ready photos, this is great for photo ops. It's definitely a classier look and longer lasting than doing permanent vinyl onto these. So let's go ahead and jump right into this tutorial. First thing you need to do is purchase your champagne flutes. These are the ones I ended up using. I loved them. They had a nice modern aesthetic to it because of the flat bottom. If you're looking for these exact ones, make sure you take a look at my Amazon storefront. Once you have your champagne flutes, you go ahead and measure the distance. I didn't want it to take up the entire thing, so I'm going to go with 4 inches even though the glass is 5. Then you can go ahead and actually decide what you want written on it. For this demonstration, I'm going to actually be making anniversary ones for me and my husband, so I'm doing wife and husband, and I'm just writing our wedding date on them as well. If you're doing for the morning of your wedding, like you saw in my previous video, you can go ahead and write the person's name, and if you want bridesmaid, maid of honor to go underneath it, go ahead and put that there. Now, the whole point of me making that rectangle in the beginning was so that I know how much space I have allotted for my text. And also, this helps when I go to stick it to the glass that the etching cream only hits the part inside the rectangle and not around it. If you have no idea what I'm talking about right now, you're going to see exactly what I mean in a little bit. Once you have your design ready to go, just make sure you attach everything so it all stays put and nothing moves on you. For this project, I ended up using a temporary vinyl, and I picked a color I don't use often because it's going to be discarded anyway. And we want to make sure it's easy enough to take off of our glass. Once your Cricut is done cutting, you're going to go ahead and weed out the letters from your vinyl. So just think of it as whatever you want seen on the glass, you're going to have to remove. And once you're done, you should see your text pretty clearly. Now, next thing you need to do is cut your text out. I go along the outside of the square that we made and go ahead and transfer it to your transfer tape. And the good thing about having that square is you'll notice once you pull it back, it will give you a perfect rectangle. So when you go to stick it on the glass, everything that should be covered in that length is good to go. Now, this is the Armor Etch cream I purchased off Amazon. If you need it, make sure you take a look at my storefront. Before using that, just go ahead and line up your vinyl onto your glass. Then you can also go ahead and remove your transfer tape from your vinyl. Once it's peeled up, make sure you're looking at all the air bubbles that none are close to the text because you don't want anything getting underneath there. Then you're ready to use the etching cream. They do recommend using a glove for this, but I don't have any on hand, unfortunately, so I am being very careful with this. So go ahead and apply a very thick, generous layer on top of your design until it's completely covered. Now, the directions on the back of the bottle say wait 1 to 3 minutes. Yeah, okay. So the first time I tried doing this, it didn't come out that great. I'm not gonna lie. But when I started leaving it on for 20 to 25 minutes, it was such a drastic difference. So definitely do that much time. Once it's been about that, I usually run it under lukewarm water. You can resave the cream and put it back in your bottle, but I honestly don't care to do that. So I just rinse it all off in the sink. Once it's all rinsed, you can go ahead and peel off all your vinyl immediately. And voila, personalized champagne flutes. If you're looking for more money-saving DIY tips and tricks, make sure you're following along. Bye!